What is good, everybody, and welcome back to Boo TV. Thank you for watching. Like, comment, and subscribe. Let's get into the topic for today, folks. All right, so there is an article that I read today talking about Ben Simmons on the Brooklyn Nets. You know, they had the interviews or whatever those things are called before the season starts, just before training camp, media day or whatever, right? So I guess the reporter asked Steve Nash a question regarding Ben Simmons and maybe his abilities and his jump shaking ability and having a shaky jump shot, being scared, or whatever the case may be. And Steve Nash says, quote, "Very unique. That's what makes Ben great. That's why I don't care if he ever shoots a jump shot for the Brooklyn Nets. He's welcome to, but that's not what makes him special and not what we need. He's a great compliment to our team, and he's an incredible basketball player because of his versatility." And my personal opinion on what Steve Nash said and Ben Simmons' ability to shoot the basketball, I 500%, I 1000% agree with Steve Nash and his take. I have been saying this since the Ben Simmons trade for James Harden went down. I said, given the roster Ben Simmons is going to, specifically on this team, it doesn't matter if he can't shoot or not. It doesn't, because that's not what Brooklyn needs. Would it behoove Ben Simmons to work on his craft and work on his jump shot and work on the mental block he has? Sure. As an athlete, as a basketball player, you should always want to expand your game. You know, you look at his jump shot, the form doesn't look ugly, right? He has an okay form. But as a basketball player, as an individual, it would be in Ben Simmons' best interest to expand his craft, hone his craft, sharpen his craft. But specifically on a team like the Brooklyn Nets, he is a perfect fit for the version of Ben Simmons that we have now, this current version of Ben. It is a perfect place for him, given his current skills and abilities. They don't need him to shoot. What they need is a big body, an athletic big body, that can guard all 5 positions, that can create opportunities, and be a physical presence wherever they need him. In the paint, at the 3, at the 4, at the 1, at the 2. Ben can guard all 5 positions. He's 7 foot. He's a 7-foot point guard. And he can run the offense. He can create opportunities for others in a way that Kevin Durant and Kyrie Irving can't even do. And Kevin Durant is an underrated playmaker. Kyrie Irving is an underrated playmaker. But none of those guys can play make like Ben Simmons can. All right, so I agree with Nash on this particular. They have all the offense they need. That's not what Brooklyn needs. Brooklyn needs defense. And not only did they sign on Ben Simmons, but they actually signed on other players in the offseason to help them with their lack of defense, to include Royce O'Neal. All right, so let's take a look at their roster real quick. They have Chris Chiozza. He's 5'11". They have Nick Claxton returns. Seth Curry returns. That's instant offense right there. Instant shooting. David Duke Jr. Honestly, I don't know shit about him. Kevin Durant, Kessler Edwards, Gray, Joe Harris. That's a walking bucket, except in the playoffs. But we're not going to talk about that, how he disappeared. Kyrie Irving, instant bucket. Patty Mills, super instant bucket. I thought Patty Mills was going to leave, but he returned. Super instant bucket with Patty. Markieff Morris can hit a shot. Royce O'Neal, defensive presence. Can hit a open three-pointer. I wouldn't call him necessarily a three-point threat, but he's more of a handyman. type of player. Cam Thomas can score. T.J. Warren can score. And then they have a couple other players that's not worth mentioning. But they have all the just by having Kevin Durant and Kyrie Irving on the floor, that's going to be all the offense you need. Even if it's just one of them on the floor at a time, with at least one or two shooters, Patty Mills or Seth Curry on at the same time. That's all the offense you need. But that's not what they need. Ben's going to be able to play freely out there. He won't have to worry about shooting. He won't have to worry about scoring because they're not going to look for him for that. He's essentially replacing Blake Griffin, because Blake Griffin wasn't a shooter, wasn't a scorer. He's replacing Blake Griffin, but is leagues better than this current version of Blake Griffin. Old, worn down, brittle, always hurt Blake Griffin. And don't get me wrong, while Blake Griffin played, and the time that Blake Griffin was there, he made the most of his minutes. I actually thought he played very well in the minutes that he played. I thought he should have got more minutes. And I think Steve Nash is a horrible coach, but we're not going to talk about that. I think Steve Nash is an atrocious coach. Can't believe they didn't get rid of this guy a year and a half ago. But anyway, yeah, I agree. I agree with Nash on this roster build. Ben Simmons can get away with not shooting and really contribute to this team and make the team significantly better. Now, like I said, as a player, as an individual, Ben should want to work on his game. But that's up to him. But he's in a perfect place now here in Brooklyn. He can play carefree. He can play like Ben wants to play. And nobody's gonna get mad at him. Nobody's gonna give him shit because there's enough scoring, there's enough firepower there where nobody's calling on his card to put up a bucket. You know, they're going to call on Kevin Durant's card, they're going to call on Kyrie Irving's card, and they're going to call on Patty Mills, and they're going to call on Seth Curry and Joe Harris to hit those open jump shots. But they're going to be calling on Ben to create offense, especially when Kyrie and KD aren't on the floor, and to be a staple of the team defensively. That's what they're going to be calling on Ben to do. So I think this is the perfect place for Ben in his current state, and I think he's gonna flourish. I think he's really going to play very well here in Brooklyn, and I honestly think it's going to be a seamless transition. Much like Kevin Durant, you could drop Kevin Durant anywhere and he'll just flourish. I've never really seen many players like Kevin Durant where you can just, no matter what system you put him in, no matter what combination of players you can put him in, Kevin Durant will flourish because he is very unselfish and his accuracy and efficiency is off the Richter scale. Kevin Durant's like, hey, I can get my 25 points off 13 shots, 14 shots, no problem. And I think Ben Simmons, not for his shooting aspect, but because of everything else he brings to the game, Ben Simmons can be dropped almost anywhere and really flourish. Almost anywhere. You just got to put some shooters around him. But whatever shooters you want to put around him, good to go. Anyway, that's all I got to say on this one, man. Let me know in the comment section what you think about Steve Nash comments. Do you agree with him? Do you agree with me? Or do you disagree? Let me know. I would love to hear your opinion. And do you think Brooklyn is a good fit for Ben Simmons? Let me know in the comment section. Again, thank you for watching. Like, comment, and subscribe. And I'll catch you guys on the next one. We out, baby.